We got some good stuff today, guys. I'm telling you, it's black and white, very simple.
Yeah, so I ran across this deal. I'm gonna go over here because it's very rarely do you run across something that has the whole thing, all the numbers, all the scripts, and what you gotta do is just plug it in. So I ran across this quote. It says, in uncertain times, people follow certainty. That's pretty basic, isn't it? I think it's true. So in uncertain times, people follow certainty. So what do we got to do? What do we have to do and to be in the market to create certainty? Anybody? It's just kind of a roundtable thought. What are things that we can do?
I mean,
confident about what we know.
Well, what did you say, Sean?
Provide stable real estate statistics, you know, just
Yes.
just so that we're in the business and really kind of
Sean,
reassuring people that
Yeah.
it's
where's a
okay
good
to buy a
place to
house.
get that too? We talked about that a couple of meetings ago. There's a place you can go to get good statistics that have the visuals. Keeping Current Matters has that. So they will break it down for you locally. They'll do it nationally. And they're becoming a bigger and bigger player all the way around because, I mean, even Tom Ferry and other people are promoting these people as get their stuff because their stuff's really good to carry it around with you because people will respond to statistics that are easy to understand. Because do you guys like to look at a graph or just like to be told about numbers? Or what do you think is easier?
I like the visual.
Visual, mostly visual is good, just because it's easier to grasp. So that's one thing to do. So I was going over yesterday and Kay and I were talking about getting ready, geared up for 2023. Like what's holding us back? Is anything holding us back for 2023? And she said, you know, it's funny you're talking about that because she said, Sean and I have been talking about what do we need to do? How do we need to get going? So one of the things about gearing up for 2023 that I was talking to Kay about is they have really done a great job of having accountability to each other, partners. I think it's made a difference in how they plan, how they do, but Sean, Kay, can you kind of go over what you're doing, how you're doing it, what you're talking about?
Do you want to tell? No, we
Sean, you're on mute.
All right,
There you go.
sorry. I was just making sure Artie was quiet, so.
Do you guys do this once a week?
Our accountability calls,
Yeah.
well, it really varies on if we have set a guideline, a
Deadline for your
deadline, yeah,
Yeah.
and neither one of us met it, then we'll revisit it in a week instead of like every 2 weeks. So we're really good at, you know, if we're not focused to meet every 2 weeks, then we change it and we meet every week. So,
Got it.
or we call each other every week. So we kind of really, you know, how each one of us is feeling is kind of how we base our phone calls to each other. So, and it really helps, you know, it's like, stop. But
yeah,
go ahead, Kay.
oh, I was just gonna say, we you know, the nice thing is that we, you know, we bounce things off of each other, we have different ideas and stuff, and you know, we'll try to keep each other accountable, and you know, part of it sometimes in the beginning is a little bit of a confession of what we did or didn't do, you know, so Catholic guilt comes in every now and then, but actually what's nice too is we talked about getting together. We're going to get together in a couple weeks, and we were talking about what we wanted to do to plan for next year. So, you know, what I've wanted to do this for years is just kind of sit down and, you know, like look at the entire year of like, you know, like things that you want to do, like Popeyes or mailers or whatever, look at the entire year and say, okay, well, here's spring, here's Mother's Day, here's Father's Day, here's, 4th of July, whatever, but have it planned out. I had a manager that told me years ago that she had someone that, they would sit in November and like plan out the entire year. At the time she was doing a lot of mailings, so she'd have like all of her mailings ready. She'd have all this stuff ready so that when the months came up, it was already done. I mean, it was already there, it was ready, and you could just roll with it.
You don't even have to think about it anymore.
Exactly, and that's what we were talking about, is like, and yeah, you're gonna tweak things along the way, but if at least we have a lot of it done while you have, kind of the momentum going and the excitement of, let's knock this stuff out, then when the months are, when it gets kind of crazy and you're busy and you have this and that, you're not falling behind because, you've already planned ahead, you've already had those things addressed.
Well, it's like Jose said at the very beginning, that creates consistency because it's already there.
Right.
You've already planned it or made it. Like the two of you do videos, between Sean doing dog videos, between you doing your recipe videos and doing the market feel of vibe of what's going on in the market. I know Sean at one time said he shot like 6 of those videos at one point. You can do that. I mean, not probably the recipe videos, but you can get some of those in the queue so you don't have to think about it. I'm just going to release every Friday. I'm going to do this every Friday because I've got them set up. Jody, I was curious because you come out frequently, weekly with your videos. Do you shoot a couple of those at a time, or do you shoot one at a time?
Kind of depends. If I'm doing kind of a series of things and it's kind of got the same theme, or if it's about getting ready for the fall or something like that, I will shoot them. And then what I do is I add the beginning and the end segments.
Yeah.
I add those in different times. But as far as the actual hack itself, a lot of times I'll shoot those together.
Yeah.
So I'll do usually 2, 3, 4. 4 is the most I've done, I think, at one time. So.
Well, the reason I wanted to bring this up is that one of the things I think about planning, here's what usually happens with planning. Okay, I think I've got all that filled out. And away, and then it comes back up and it's November again, and you pull it back out. You say, okay, what happened? Let's see what happened. Okay, I need to kind of update that. That's probably not going to work very good, because that means that you didn't pay attention to any of the stuff that you had for your plan, and nobody knows what the hell you wrote down.
Right.
So the accountability thing is that you can share, this is kind of what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, and then I went back and thought about, because I made a speech to some college kids the other day, and one of the things that is the #1 strategy is find out who's getting it right, go and talk to them and ask them, and so you can get what they're doing and implement it into your world. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, just go and do what they're doing. So this is a good time in the market to look at not just people that are Remax Gold, overall. Who are people that you think are doing some things that you admire or that you think you could do and it would affect your business in a positive way, and reach out to them. Humble yourself to reach out to them and say, hey, Jose, man, you looks like you've just got your consistency on this is incredible. And what you're doing business-wise, how are you doing that, man? How are you doing it? Most of the time they'll tell you, because they're kind of like proud of it. It's like, I got this system down, man.
Right.
This is what I'm doing. So I ran across something talking about getting it right. We talk about real estate reviews, and I ran across this guy, and he's got all the information right here. I'm going to reach out to him and see if we can get him on our podcast and maybe get him on one of our agents calls. All the way to, he's got his email here. He's got everything you can follow. So this guy does real estate reviews. That's what he does. But he breaks it out here, and he's got everything in this package. He tells you, I did 64 transactions in 2021 for $27,480,000, GCI 708,000. And then if you go back in here, he breaks it out to number of real estate reviews in 2021, 108. His GCI, he gives that. Number of real estate reviews it takes to generate one listing, 5 hours involved in each one of these real estate reviews is 2 hours. So then he breaks out, his size of his database is 368 people. Yours might be bigger or smaller or whatever. Then it goes into John's approach, the strategy, the process. He sends a video and he actually shows the video. It's the home, this is, he uses it as a happy home anniversary, average dollar per square foot, average days on the market, Zillow estimate, Redfin estimate. And then he shows your address, what your sold date was and what you paid for your house. Now, that's only just to set up the real estate review. It's just, hey, okay, it's a little flash here, but I'd like to set up and talk to you about where you are in the market, what's going on. But here's your home, you know, kind of a short preview snapshot. He tells that he uses, is it HomeBot? He uses that for the statistics. I believe that's what it is. Doesn't matter right now. But he's got this toolkit, and it breaks down to, you know, what the appreciation means, what equity means, what your property value, your mortgage, where you sit. And then it gives you your referral script of how you want to use talking about that. He even breaks down how many referrals he gets here. He's got the appointment setting script, key questions to ask during the review, follow-up letter, 3 things you can do now, and it's all in this. And I was looking at that thinking, that's all this guy does. And he made $708,000 last year in GCI.
And the city, just so you guys know, the city's comparable to us. It's in Arizona, Phoenix, right?
Yeah.
It's in Phoenix, guys. So why I'm excited about this is because this is literally a platform that is black and white. If you actually follow it and you literally read it word for word, you can't go wrong. I mean, this is factual information. It tells you step by step.
Do you have a guy that's doing it like this and he breaks out all the numbers? I mean, he gets 18% of these visits end up in referrals, but then he breaks down how many listings or how many of these real estate reviews it takes to get a listing, which is 5. So this guy knows his numbers, but then knowing your numbers, he just actually gives he gives everything in his toolkit that he does, along with his script, along with the results. So for anybody who's looking for something, just start out 2023 with, I'm going to have more information because I'm going to reach out to this guy and see if we can get even more from him, because he's obviously somebody that's willing to share his results. But what's cool about him is that that's all he's doing. He's taking his database and then he keeps pushing those people into his database, and then he goes out and sees them on their home anniversary, and he just creates that business, which is cool.
Absolutely. And we're going to get this out to you guys today. We'll scan it and send it to you guys so you guys can have it. I highly, and I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like this before, guys. So that's why I'm like stoked about it. I mean, he's basically giving you his platform, saying, here, take it, use it.
It's his.
It's his at no cost. Like literally, normally people pay thousands for this kind of stuff. I highly encourage you guys to really thoroughly read this and implement this into your, your 2023, or hell, get started your 4th quarter, so everything's going to start slowing down and prepping for it, right?
Well, this is one of those times when, 2 or 3, 2 of these a week, 1 of these a week could make a difference in your 2023.
Yeah.
Because I look at the people that have business on the books, and then the people that there's a wealth of dollars of leads that could create 2023 looking different. And this is something that is on everybody's mind right now, right? Everybody's like, what, hell, where do I fit into the market? Is this good, bad? Did the value of my home go down, or am I the same, or am I still appreciating? All those things going on right now. Is a good time to be that person that has the answers to that, because we can actually give them answers to those questions. Okay, so let's go a little deeper into the 2023 thing. Something like this can make a difference, right? So one of the things I think when you're looking at, November is what, next, when's the October
November's
31st is, so Tuesday is November 1st, which is crazy. But it's a really good time to go in and do a time audit on, okay, what have I done to this point? Where am I spending my time? Is there a vampire in my midst that is sucking all of my time, that I should be doing something different? Really actually do a time audit. What in the world am I doing? And am I doing everything I'm supposed to be doing? Or should something is sucking the life out of me, the energy out of me, and I have to change it so that going into 2023, I don't do that anymore. I do this. So let me throw some ideas out to you guys, because outside of the box, way outside of the box for some. Okay, would we agree that most of the people that are on here, they like to do sales because they're doing sales? Yeah, I think so. I mean,
We're people persons.
you're people person, and so persons do really good at meeting, talking, negotiating, making deals happen, right? Most of the time, we don't necessarily like paperwork. In fact, some of the best salespeople I've ever met are really, really bad at paperwork because they don't like it. They don't like it. It's not part of what they do. So, and thinking of things that might be scary to think about because you haven't done it before, could it be helpful for 2023 to have a transaction coordinator? Because you only pay them when you transact. And the only reason why you would want to do that is because your ability to sell more, get in touch with people more, do real estate reviews more is muted and sucked out of your time because you're doing paperwork. Something to think about, just something to consider, because we know one thing for sure. The only time you're going to pay a transaction coordinator is when you're making money. So something to think about. Okay, another thing to possibly think about. What if you don't have time for, doing social media? I mean, what if that's just not your thing? But you know that you want to do it.
Let's ask the point blank question. Who here likes to do social media? Be honest, just be honest.
I think Julia likes it.
Okay. Who doesn't like to do social media?
Yeah.
Thank you, okay,
Yeah.
for your honesty. So, and to Brent's point, I don't mean to take over this comment, because it's very important to understand what you're good at and what you're not, guys. And in a business, guess what? Corporate companies, they hire people to do certain jobs that other people just can't do, plain and simple. So if you guys already have that mindset, which I hope you do, you guys are business owners, 2023 should be a time to reflect on, look, we're dealing with high rates, we're dealing with inflation, we're dealing with the market restabilizing itself. So where do you really need to maximize your time? And where do you need to make the biggest impact for your business, right? CRAs, social media, realigning your business. Do you think your time is valuable being out there getting the business, or is your time best suited doing the back end and having to do the social media and having to? Now, for some of you guys that budget in your time, that's awesome. But guess what? Some people are like, man, I can't stand it. I'm having trouble getting into this. Well, how about you budget out for that? Or how about you partner with the vendor that offers that service for you for free?
And that's something to consider because we have people, and what Jose said there is exact, right on target of what we gotta be thinking. What can I do in my business that I'm really good at? And what do I need to delegate out that I know has to get done? Well, social media is one of those things where, of course, if you're Julia and Sean and Joe, and I'm just thinking of different people on the line.
Brian's been impacting
Brian.
bullshit on social
Yeah, so
media.
there's a whole bunch of Kylie, there's a whole bunch of people but if you're not that person, we've got people that actually can help you, team up with you and be your social media coordinator.
Here's the next question to this,
Mhm.
and I think it's important to ask now. Who here has already relationships established with vendor partners that are gonna be helping you for 23? Or who has set up appointments to meet with these vendors and to see how you guys can actually work collectively in 2023? Remember, lenders, it's gonna be hard to get referral, but you know what? Lenders are also very valuable to our book of business because they offer so many platforms in assisting your business.
What you can't get out of a lender is a review.
Absolutely.
They'll give you that all day long.
You're going into November 1, guys, and I highly recommend that you need to put this on your schedule. You guys need, now that times are gonna get just a hair slower for some people and for some of us in the industry, really impact that because that's gonna help you really stabilize your 2023 business, right? Because you'll know who's doing what and they'll be basically, working in essence for you, right? Whether it be TC, whether it be social media, flyering, with anything. We're in a time right now where if you don't know right now off the bat what you're gonna spend marketing dollars, whatever, CMA dollars, I'm just throwing social media dollars, whatever. Guess what? Every business owner should start looking at what kind of budget they're gonna have of each deal, what they're gonna put aside for this said marketing, for this said business, for this said outsourcing your work, if you will. Okay, just because you did six deals this year or 4 deals this year doesn't mean that next year you can't plan like you're a $20 million producer because you're implementing your platform for your business. So as your business grows, guess what? Your system's already in place. You don't have to react as the business comes in, and that's where that vicious cycle comes in where you're going up and down, up and down. How about steady increases because you have the right support behind you?
Which, going back to what we were saying at the beginning, yeah, Diana, you're on mute.
You're on mute.
I'm
There you go.
sorry I was late. I'm getting ready to leave for a funeral, so I just wanted to pop in. Who can I get to do social media for me that doesn't charge?
How about contacting like USA Mortgage, Homestead Financial, any of our vendor partners, New American Funding? Why I'm speaking about lenders is because the ones we have are very good marketing companies, man. They have the systems in place because they're national companies. Yes, they have their feet embedded in St. Louis, and a lot of them have started in St. Louis, but they see what's going on a national level, right? They're doing things for other people. That's a great question, Diana.
Caitlin would be the one I would call because I've done postcards with her.
Caitlin, yeah,
Yeah.
and Emily is her person who is and I think you met with Emily, didn't you?
Not yet, but I was going to. I couldn't remember. I thought her name was Emily, though.
I think Ever,
You're on mute, buddy.
Yes, I met with Emily. She's very effective. Yes. It's just a matter of keeping it up. I mean, you fall behind with the schedule and you get busy doing other things. And it's, before you know it, you haven't done it.
yeah,
Let me ask you guys this. Let me also ask you guys this. So every company at the end of the year, they have performance reviews, or in this case, a retreat, if you will, right? We have one, Remax Gold has one with their management team every year because we want to know what we did good, what we didn't, what we can do to better ourselves, and what else can we do to streamline the effectiveness of our business. You guys also need to do that. And that the engagement of bringing people together, right? I guarantee you, You can set up a meeting with your inspectors, you can set up a meeting with your lenders, and you can meet with them and say, okay, how can we better our 2023 year? Here's what I know I can do good, here's what I know I can't do good. What about you guys? What can you do good and what can't you don't, whatever, but let's mend that relationship so that when 2023 comes around, you already have your path already lined up. Sorry, Brent, I keep taking this over, but I apologize because it's passionate, but look, I hate to go back to this because Brent brought this up and it's awesome, but I mean, this guy is breaking down transactions in 2021, 64, he did 27 million, guys, $708,000 in commissions earned. 2022, right now, from January to July, transactions 33, he's already at $21 million. These are far realistic, hard numbers. GCI is already over $500,000, guys.
Yeah, mid-year.
Mid-year. Now, it wouldn't surprise me that this guy's probably maybe less than 10 years in the business for sure. He's eight years in the business, guys.
8 years.
So if we're still thinking with that mindset that I gotta figure it out on my own, I gotta figure everything out, you know, it's all on me. That's not true, man. It's called time management and being efficient with your business.
Let me throw something else out at you guys, because I was just kind of searching the last few days on like, what is going on? Is anybody doing anything that's a little bit different, or if it's just old fashioned and it's getting back to that? So one of the guys was on talking about, it was like a 20-minute video, and he said that, you know, people kind of got away from, you know, it's all the whole like and trust and whatever, and that's good. You know, being the mayor, being the digital mayor of, you know, going to the businesses and supporting them, and the way that people are shooting video now, it's so much easier because you're just like the TikTok thing, it's nobody cares, they're just shooting it. They're short videos. But he said, there's nothing wrong with going back into real estate. Like, take a walk in your neighborhood, your place that you're farming, and walk around and show the houses that are for sale and what's per square foot going and what's the days on the market, and just talk it as you're walking and show a walking tour or a driving tour. Those are really easy to do, and it shows that you're in the market. And I was reaching out to Jose and Lynn and Mary, want to make sure before I say this that it's okay to do, because what you're doing is just showing what's in the market. You're just saying, here I am, and here I like this area, and look at this. And by the way, here's the houses that are on the market, and here's what they're selling for. Here's the trends, here's the days on market, so on and so forth. That's just something you can do as an additional thing that's kind of fun. People like to look at houses. It shows your passion for that area. And it's just another thing to think about.
There's another thing, the terminology that Lynn gave us is, it's called a walking score, and it's available for all listings. Lynn, can you elaborate a little bit on that? I don't mean to put you on the spot, lady, but I mean, you brought up the term, so you mind getting in detail with that?
Lynn, can you hear us? Lynn, you're on mute. Can you hear us? You're on mute. Can't hear us? No?
No, she can't hear. Sorry, let's keep going.
Okay. Okay, where was, oh, another one that's kind of interesting. Check out Nicole it's Nicole, but it's Hacault. She's in Winnipeg. And the reason I went and looked at her stuff is because it was talking about people who are doing things a little bit different. She's doing sales stories. Like, she's not just saying just sold, she's telling the story of how it sold, which is smart. Brings the passion, the emotion, the whole feel of the deal. Most of hers are telling the story. You know, if you wanted to, you could bring it more into, on some of them she has, you know, the person saying, you know, what the story was. but she's telling the story in most of these. That's another way to get your word out there, to talk about not just sold. Be a little bit more creative with it, tell the story of how you sold, because most people like that. Not that Jose sold the house, how did you sell the house? You probably did some things that are good, that made it happen. And you can talk a little bit about the people, talk a little bit about how great it was for them, getting what they wanted, all those different things. Sold stories, think about that, sold stories. Anytime you sell something, talk about it as a story and how you're doing your business. Not just sold, because that's wallpaper. Sold stories, people pay attention to that. It's got something to it. Okay. Let's see. So we talked about the walking tours, the driving tours. Would anybody be up for that? That's an idea. Because I was thinking like Neil, you know, you live and breathe the Central West End. It'd be kind of cool. Like, these are the areas, because you don't know, and you're just kind of walking and talking. Walking and talking your neighborhood.
If you guys want a better example too, look up Adam Briggs. Adam Briggs makes a life out of just letting everybody know what's going on in the city. Like, if I ever want to know what's going on in the city, I like to check out Adam's social media, because there's a lot of cool stuff that he puts, and it's not all business. Like, he really goes out, shows the city. He's kind of like the warrior out there, you know, speaking and being a huge advocate with city living, which is awesome. So does Mona, you know, so does Creighton. But Adam has a great, you know, impression already laid in that grid, that it's good to kind of get an idea of what he does. I mean, the guy's, he's a marketing guy. He comes with a marketing background. So if you guys want information about walking your neighborhoods, talking to people, doing a short video, hey guys, just so you let you know, this is a particular property just went on the market. You know, love to be able to help anyone that might be interested in this area, blah, blah, blah. You know, give us a call.
I'm trying to find the guy that I follow that's, I'll get it. But he's in California, and he does this all the time. His name's Cristobal or something, but he's become, here it is. He is, well, I'll send it to you guys. It's Crystal, I can't say his name, but he's a very successful California real estate agent. But his videos I watch because they're fun to watch.
You know what you should do? Take a picture of it, email it to Chris, and she can email it to everybody, so that way they can look them up on their social media platform and follow them, you know? The more info, the better, guys.
Well, what I guess my point is that I think right now is a good time to do some inventory of reaching out and look for things you're looking for. You know, if I'm looking for something new on video, go and search Instagram for hashtags of real estate and good real estate videos, hashtag, all that stuff. See what comes up. And then you don't have, what I like about all these different things is you don't have to recreate and reinvent a lot of this stuff. You can just copy it. Just copy it. And then, you know, locally or nationally, you can look at people who are doing things that you think are effective and reach out to them and talk to them. We've got Jose going.
No, I just want to test it. We need a marker. I'm gonna start using that glass.
Can you?
Yeah, we can. All right, but the essence, ladies and gents, is right now, all these key points that Brent brought up, they really are important. They really are important because we're giving you guys a script. We're giving you guys everything literally within that document to really set up another leg for your business, guys. Okay? We're giving you guys way to trying to get into your mindset to understand the importance of being ready for 2023, right? You know, we need to start thinking about your business plans. I hope you guys already are. You guys are already thinking about 2023. You guys are I hope you guys are forecasting the market, seeing what's out there, what the economy's looking like, what the rates looking like. Start transitioning into understanding what you're going to look forward to in 2023, right? And wrapping up the end of the year, you see? So everything here is literally a menu for you guys to say, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. I need to do my business plan. I need to really set in play what I'm good at and what I'm not. And really emphasize that, right? You know, Neil owned restaurants. Yeah, he's a heck of a cook, but I'm sure he had to hire a chef, right, to get out there and cook and be the face of the restaurant and the meal, right, if you will. It's all that, it's same analogy, you know, just like we use a computer. We can't do anything without a computer. Guess what? You guys should look at yourselves like that. I can't do anything without having XYZ, either a person or a vendor or anything.
What I need.
What I need.
Yeah. So, and the other thing I think is important is as this is going on, and Kay and I were talking about this yesterday, this part isn't the fun part. Planning to get going is not the fun part, but getting the information and making it work for you, that is fun. Once you get and pull that stuff in and you get the plan together. So I think one of the biggest things is if you can, find somebody you're comfortable with and have an accountability person, because that you can coach each other back and forth. Yeah, Lynn.
So I couldn't hear a while ago. It's raining like crazy here, so I don't know if that's what caused it. But if you go onto Zillow and you look up a neighborhood or a specific property, you're going to see what's called a bike score and a walking score. So it's based on a number by 10. So it'll kind of give you, and a lot of people are working from home today and they want to be close to a grocery store. Maybe they like to ride their bike to work and that sort of thing. So if you go onto Zillow, it'll give you all that information.
And my question to Lynn and everybody was, is it okay to talk about other people's stuff when you don't have the listing? And
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
And
I
you
think,
can,
you know,
because
Yeah, Lynn.
oh, you can because it's posted. We have the IDS agreement. So yes, you can.
Okay.
Yep.
I would do that just because you guys know your neighborhood that you like, and whether you're driving around, whether you're walking the dog or you're just walking, talking the talk of the neighborhood, it gives a feel, gives a vibe that you know what you're doing. Just does. Okay.
Hey, Brent,
know stuff.
also on our
Yeah.
company website, it will, if you go on there, it'll tell you demographics, the driving scores, walking scores, all of that on Remax Gold website.
It comes directly from Maris, right, Lynn?
Yes, so it's a feed. But our site really takes it, narrows it down. It makes it look, very conforms to the page. So you can print it out real nice.
Okay, so the other thing I was gonna say is when you're doing all this, there was a agent that was being interviewed on a podcast, and she said, one of the things, she's a big agent. She said, I never let myself finish the day without looking for the win for the day. And I do think that's important because we are in a hard business, in a hard market, and you probably did something good today. Recognize it, feel it, and it'll get you really into the next piece so that you don't feel like I'm just overwhelmed and not getting anything done, not doing this, not doing that, and all that stuff's negative. Really search back when the day is over, what was the win for the day? What was my big win for the day? What did I get done that I needed to get done, and let that roll you into the next day. If you didn't have a win for the day, that's okay. Don't let 2 days go by with that. It's a slippery slope. Very slippery slope. Don't fill in 2 boxes of days that you didn't have wins. Jack Nicklaus says, you're gonna hit a bad shot, don't hit 2 in a row, really screw up the hole.
Yeah.
So don't have 2 bad days. Find a win the next day if you didn't have a win today.
Hey, Brent,
Anything else, guys? Yeah.
one more thing. I encourage all of you to get on to our company website today and spend a little time and peruse, because you know what? I just discovered this. It says my commute. I can put an address in and it's going to tell me how long it takes me to drive there, how long it would take me to ride a bike, how long it would take me to walk, how long it would take if there's a bus available. So it tells the schools how many students are in each school. There's a lot website. Just check it out.
That's good. That's good info, Glenn. And actually, guys, here, just a handful, real quick. Are you guys actively engaging in our company website? Because there's a lot of great information there to include the vendor list, that the vendor list could be part of your guys' package, that when you guys give to new buyers or new sellers, there's plenty of numbers there that you guys can give them to utilize the services that are part of our vendor group, guys. Use that as a tool. We built it for a reason, yes, to market and to the company to have, you know, great relationships, but at the end of the day, you guys also need to use those relationships and pass those vendor lists around so you guys can be a one-stop shop. Remember, it's all about people staying top of mind, and that's crucial. That's crucial. The holiday cards, all this stuff that we're implementing that we've talked about in the past. This is a time to engage and do so. This is a time to iron out your schedules and put some time into what you guys have to get out. And even though you guys have contracts, and even though you guys have listings, or even though you guys are negotiating inspections or title or, you know, whatever, make time for the work that comes forward, you know, in the future also. So you guys don't get in that revolving circle, right? Or that vicious roller coaster ride that I call it, the real estate roller coaster. That unfortunately 75%, if not more, are in that situation where we work the deals and now we're dead. And we work the deals and now we're dead. We work the deals and now we're dead. Successful agents, top 1%, are consistently working for the future business. And again, the work always begins once that deal is closed. Don't forget that either. That's your CRM allegiance, right? You're making sure you're working your database. Culminating the referrals, like setting up a pod for just the people that actually do referrals for you, and do something nice for them. Do something nice for them. You know, maybe you have 100 in your database. Pick 10 good ones that you guys can consistently, you guys are getting referral, and show appreciation. Utilize that. If you guys have 500, whatever, pick your number. You guys should know those numbers better than we do. Make sense? I know it's a gloomy Saturday, it's a gloomy Tuesday, guys. I know it's crappy out there, but I need you guys to continue to stay motivated and driven, because we're like the post office, right? Whether rain, sleet, or snow, we still got to get out there and work. We still got to get out there and push the payments. We got to get out there and kiss babies, shake hands, or shake hands and kiss babies, whatever. We have to get out there, right? The real estate world doesn't stop because fourth quarter came around or it's holiday, or we still got to get out there, because remember, there's still people that need to sell. All we need to do is go find them and put them out, and put our information in front of them. And completely take over your business and make sure you're running it efficiently. And it might have to be where you get a transaction quarter. It might have to be might get a social media person that's going to help you set up all your social media platforms so you got them ready to go. And it's just a click of a button for you guys. It might happen where you're going to want to work with the title relationships that we have and say, hey, I want to make a special, I want to promote all of it because I want to be a one-stop shop. I want people to know that I got them covered from A to Z. It'd be pretty hard to own a restaurant, right, Neil, and only have one item on the food menu.
Be nice.
But it'd be hard, right? People are like, Neil, he sells tacos, and that's all we get is just tacos, nothing else. No beans, no rice, just tacos. Some people might like that. I would, but but it's that I use Neil a lot in the analogy because the restaurant industry is similar to the real estate industry, man. You got to pedal the pavement every single day because you want to have these customers keep coming back, and you got to always be driven. You got to be innovative with your menu. Same here. You got to be innovative with your business, right? You have to be innovative with your business, guys. If you guys have been here longer than 5 years, you guys should understand already the way the cycle works, in our industry. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ever, go ahead.
I just have a couple of dumb questions. One of them is, What is the company website? Because every time I go to stlgoldhomes.com, my computer says it's not available.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Mary, can you email Mary, everybody, the link to the website? Because and thank you for that question, Everett, because that's a very good one. Some time ago now, we've already switched over to our new website, and unfortunately, we couldn't carry that STL Go Home website over, but Mary can give you a better scenario here. Go ahead, Mary.
We'll put it out. We've got it in our Facebook group, but I'll send it out through an email as well and post it again.
Because my computer saves the old one, and every time I go to that, it says, yeah, that's why I have a problem getting on.
Oh, when you
for the meeting
go
sometimes.
into it, when you go into it this time, hit the little star for your favorite and make it your new favorite.
Okay.
And then that one will replace the one that you keep pulling up.
Yeah, the second question is the top producer that you mentioned in terms of the business plan. What is his name? Does he have like a website, or are you going to email that information, or is it?
Yeah, we're gonna email. We said that earlier in the meeting, Everett. We're gonna send you guys, everybody, this package via email today. We're gonna get it out to you guys today. I want you guys to read it day, morning, noon, and night, because I'm telling you, get comfortable with this, because this is a platform built already, ready to go.
Who is he? Who is he? What was the name again?
His name's Riley Real Estate. His name is John Ely. And
You spell it.
yeah, Ely.
Or here, I'm gonna put it in the chat, guys.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Let's do that.
But I'm gonna send this to you guys.
Thanks.
But his name's John Ely, Ely. He's from Phoenix.
It's Rely Real Estate. I'm putting it in the chat.
And his name's John Ely. And his email,
John Rayleigh.
is john@RELY Real Estate.
Okay, his name is John
His name's John Ely.
Ely. And
Okay.
his email, if you guys want it, or I'm sorry, his website is at RelyRealEstate.com. Okay. And then hit enter. There you go. It's in there, guys.
Thank you.
And again, we are going to send this information to you guys. So if you guys look at the chat, it's already on there. We're going to try to get them on our podcast for, somehow, some way on our podcast. We're going to make that happen. Any questions, guys? Thank you, Everett. Anybody else?
Thanks, Brent. Thanks, Jose.
Thank you, guys.
You got it. All right, guys.
Thanks for working on getting in too.
Just picture the
All right.
sun's out right now. It's 75 degrees. It's beautiful. Go out there and get some houses sold, guys. You guys have a great week. Make it your week. Kill it.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you, guys.